it's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another review on Married to Medicine. We have to talk about the latest episode, okay? So I definitely want to go ahead and get into that. And girl, as I'm doing that, I want y'all to go ahead and support the channel for free by liking the video, please, okay? Definitely helps the channel out, okay? Y'all already know, girl, I ask for that every chance I get, just a piece of a like, honey. Yeah, and if you're not already subscribed, girl, what you waiting on? Go ahead and do just that, all right? But let's get into this episode because there's quite a few things to talk about, and I don't think this is going to be my only video on Married to Medicine. I did get a chance to check out the interview that, or not really the interview, but more so the review that Carlos and Dr. Heavenly did, and it was so funny. Okay, so I definitely plan on likely rewatching it and maybe pulling out a few points and things that I might want to talk about. Possibly with that, okay? If anything pops up in my head as we're going through this review, I'll mention it. But it was an interesting review, and I guess you can say interview because I felt like Carlos was asking certain questions of Heavenly that was more so like interview style, and I'll be very honest, I do feel like it was a bit of pandering to me, to the audience of people that act like they're so in an uproar about Quad and how Quad was treated and all this other and I felt like, and I just felt like when he got on the live with Heavenly, it was more so, let me give a voice to Quad's fans, right? Which kind of makes sense, right? Because you want to be able to have a fair, interview, review, or whatever like that, and ask the questions that the people want to know. But some of the stuff he was saying, I didn't think it was really genuine for real. I just felt like, okay, Carlos, I see you, but I really feel like you just looking at the comments, seeing what the people are saying, you've seen what the tweets were, and you're just really trying to, give a voice to Quad's fans as you're talking to Heavenly or whatever, girl. But I'm like, I don't think you really feel that way, but whatever, girl, I don't know you, so whatever. Anywho, honey, Heavenly was definitely on the head top of him. Every time he tried to make a point, Heavenly said yes, however, and the however is what had me cackling. Understand, okay? But we about to go ahead, not waste any more time so that we can get into this review, girl, okay? So let's do just that. Toya, Simone, Heavenly, and Jackie decided that they're going to link up because Toya has this big business trip that she's about to, be on, and she's bringing the ladies with her. She wants them to share in this moment. Now, the only lady she isn't too sure about is Miss Quad. We know that she and Quad have always had their on and off issues for a very long time, okay? This season, Toya has been very adamant about keeping her foot on Quad's neck, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Period. I have enjoyed her keeping that same energy. All right. Now, Toya doesn't see the point for Quad to actually be on the trip. She didn't like how the funeral situation turned out, and she felt like Quad never really apologized for anything. The resurrection, and I believe Jackie may have said this or Simone said it in the confessional, they was like, the resurrection was really just for Quad to tell us that she forgives us for anything we may have done. But it's like, okay, girl, well, are you going to hear us and how we feel about things that you may have done? Or whatever, okay? Which I found to also be interesting. I feel like I mentioned that in another video, like how Quad, I felt, was liking and responding to comments that was kind of like dragging her co-stars or whatever, and she talked about them lacking accountability. But it's like, girl, you brought them there for a resurrection to absolve them of the damn accountability and just be like, it don't matter, whatever it was, let it be what it is. I'm ready to move forward. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like you did that so that you wouldn't have to be accountable for something, and so that you could just move forward. So I'll just do away because I don't want to talk about anything that I've done. So I just want to do away. I forgive y'all. Y'all forgive me, girl. Let's move forward. Ain't nobody got it. We can just work on whatever. So, yeah, girl. So anywho, Heavenly speaks on being a sister to Quad, but says that Quad abandons her every time she gets new friends, right? Quad definitely abandons all of y'all every time she get new friends. That's definitely true. I don't think Heavenly is lying about that. But at the same time, Heavenly, I don't necessarily like that you're using the term friend. I'm sorry, not friend, but sister, when you be saying so much outlandish stuff about this lady. Like, I don't think that's nice. I don't think that's right. I don't think you get to say Quad be sleeping with these Africans or married men or whatever labels you try to put on her, but then label yourself as her quote unquote sister. I don't think that's necessarily fair, okay? But anywho, Heavenly says that when it comes to Quad getting these new friends, i.e. like Miss Pheedra, and she puts her down, she says there's no hard feelings. She'll always be there for Quad. But then she goes on to question how good of a friendship do they really have, or how good of a sisterhood do we really have if every time you get new ones, you throw me to the side. And I'm like, she probably asking the same thing. How good of a friendship do we really have if you're sitting up here kind of talking shit about me? That's not cool. And I have to be honest though, even if I'm not crazy about, Quad. I'm not crazy about none of them, but I like all of the ladies, okay? Now I'm probably crazy about Mariah girl, but she ain't on the show. But anyway, all in all, I just kind of feel like this too. Heavenly, how do I want to say it? If you over there talking shit about me, bitch, whether you joking or not, I'm not going to be so quick to share anything with your ass, high key. Because at any moment, you really could put me on display and my info. So I kind of do understand a little bit about why she moves a little bit, you know what I'm saying, with you. But at the same time, it does make Quad look crazy, because it's like, you know how this lady treats you, but yet you continue to show up and try to befriend her. Okay, girl, but anyway, we're going to move on. Y'all leave y'all thoughts. So Toya says that she doesn't want any more theatrics from Quad. Well, she didn't say from Quad. I'm saying from Quad, okay? But she says she don't want any more theatrics, and says that her communication with Quad isn't working, and she wants the other ladies to pretty much have the conversation with her and hold her accountable. She doesn't want to be a part of that. Now, for me, I appreciate Toya admitting and acknowledging that she does not do a great job communicating with Quad and falling back, okay? Because whenever they talk, they get into it and it's and she probably feels like somebody else is going to be better to have that conversation. So I'm going to let y'all do it, because if I do it, we ain't going to go nowhere, period. So I appreciate her for at least acknowledging that. Now, ultimately, she does allow Quad to come to Napa. She's like, yeah, Quad can come to Napa. I think at the end of the day, when it comes to a friend group, I want to do my part as far as trying to keep us together. Whether I like her or not, there is a bigger cause, and I'm willing to put my shit to the side and allow her to come. All right. So that's how Quad is going to end up on this trip. She's allowing it. All right. Now they're saying, okay, Heavenly, we'll let you do it because you're the one that's closer to Quad than any of us are. She don't really talk to us how she talks to you. So you could do it. And Heavenly's like, I'm not going to do a god thing. Now, I don't know who the hell y'all think I am, but then I just tell y'all every time she get a new friend, she put me down. Exactly. So I don't know why y'all putting me down on the list for me to go over there and tell her she can come. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Pheedra do it. How about that? Since that's her good Judy, and that's the one that's been bringing her to the different pop-ups. And y'all know for the past 2 years, it's been me that's been pulling Quad in and doing the pop-ups. And now she got Pheedra over here kind of doing my role, and I don't really like that. But since she want to play that, okay, and she don't want to really talk to me or nothing like that, but she want to let Pheedra be the girl, well, let her be the point person and let Pheedra bring her ass over here, okay? She can let Pheedra do it, because I'm done. So that's how Miss Heavenly is feeling, okay? So she going to let that happen by way of Pheedra, okay? Now, what else ends up happening? Cecil and Simone, let's get to them. So they're going to see properties, right? But they have another realtor that's showing the property to them. And my immediate question is this: as Cecil went on a rant on Twitter to let America know that he has his real estate license and that he worked in IT for a very long periodical time, and how he has since retired, and he's helped Simone with her business and all of their IT and security needs, or whatever the case is, okay? He says that he has his real estate license or whatever. So my question is this, baby: if you have that, why y'all got somebody else showing the property? I was a little confused. I said, is it because it's that person's listing and they would know more about the property than you do, or something like that? Like, why did you let her do the entire walkthrough? I'm just wondering. I mean, maybe it was her listing and it just made more sense for her to do it, and you didn't want the guys to feel swayed, so you needed another person to come in. I don't know what that was about, but anyway, ultimately, Cecil and Simone did decide that they were going to get their kids a condo. At least that's what it looks like, a condo, which I think is a great idea, because that's what I had been saying anyway, that I feel like they should, buy him a home. Really, I feel like his credit should have been decent enough for him to buy it himself. But whatever y'all decide as a family, who cares? As far as that, they gonna get the boys a condo or whatever. So Miss Simone pulls out a contract of a list of rules and things that she want them to sign, and that's just where they at with it. Okay, as far as the company, how long they can stay, how long they can't stay, who get free rent, who that property for free. Okay, I cannot say that I disagree with that because of how long they've allowed the oldest son to stay with them for free. So I do feel like it's only fair to give him some time for free. Okay, the oldest son, they're allowing him to stay there for a year for free. And I guess that makes sense since y'all was giving him a year anyway. Some part of me is like, hell no, his ass need to start paying. But whatever, girl. Okay. So that's what they're going to do. And then she says that if y'all do not follow the rules of the contract, it's going to result in you being evicted. And I don't know where y'all going to end up after that, right? And so the son is like, we'll just come back home. She said, no, home is off limits. And he's just like, yeah, but we'll be back home. That oldest son, for me, he got too much audacity, and I blame his daddy. It just be the way he talked back for me. When you was over there talking about walking around naked or doing whatever you do, he over there telling you how it's been 10 years, don't nobody want that cool or whatever it is he told you. Then you telling him he ain't gonna be able to come back to the house, and he's telling you he is gonna be able to come back to the life. I said, that little motherfucker there, because y'all done gave his ass too much. That one right there, he needs to see what it feels like to not have. Okay? He needs to be the have not. I hate to say it, while his brother in there living with the haves. But, girl, he really made me feel, I was like, girl, I'm tired of your son. And then here go Cecil ass. When she over there talking about mediating, like if y'all got any issues that need to be sorted out, will be mediated by way of y'all daddy. Cecil had the audacity to say, what? I didn't sign up for all of that. What? No, nigga, you did sign up for all of that. And that's what you gonna do. Since you want to be Captain Saber Dad with these kids all the time, should they have an issue, you can mediate. Yeah, I know we just had a conversation not too long ago, and we were over here talking about how we need to communicate when it comes to the kids, and you just not telling them what's going to happen without consulting with me. Well, when it comes to mediating, since you want to play that role so bad, you do it. Okay, you be the bad guy, because that's what's going to happen when it comes to mediating the issues. At some point, you're going to have to be the bad guy to one of the guys that's not going to get their way. Okay, so, and he over there talking about some damn no. Girl, see, so I wanted to cuss his ass out. But anywho, that's just what's going on with Simone and C. So ultimately, I think it's a great idea. Get them a condo, let Miles or whatever stay there for a year for free if that's what y'all decide. Then Miles, you need to heavily start contributing, okay? And little young man Michael, don't get too damn comfortable, because it's gonna be your turn too. But I do wonder if they're gonna put the home in their sons' names or if the home is in their names. Is what I'm wondering. I think they would get more benefit if it's in their sons' names. But I also like the fact that it didn't cost that much. It was like $300 and some $1,000. And I'm like, that's not bad. To me, that's not bad. I mean, it ain't like they finna go off and like go buy a house or something like that and talk about these young men that we already see is kind of lazy. They not gonna be out there trying to be ready to cut no damn grass front or back or abide by some of the HOA rules when it comes to the external parts of the property. So it's like, cool. And then this would be like, if they decide to move on and go do some other stuff later, this will be a property that they can flip and turn into an investment property for the both of the sons. So I just think this was like a great idea, ultimately, in my opinion. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. So Eugene and Toya, they discussed the trip. Okay, this business trip that Toya is about to take. And of course, Toya brings up Quad, but she really brings up the fact that she don't want to be arguing. She don't want to have no issues with the girls. This is very important. The owners or whoever are going to be there. So she wants to make a positive impression. So she don't want no drama, right? So when she says that, then, Eugene is like, well, I just feel like if that's the case, then you having Quad on this trip may not be a great thing because she's a powder keg. And we all over here like, girl, what the hell is a powder keg? And he was like, like it may take one little insult and then tick, 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 boom, everything just explodes. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's true. And that insult can come from Toya, or it can also come from Quad. So if you ask me, they both some damn powder kegs. And it's really going to be blown the fuck up, in all honesty. Now, he says that nothing ever comes good with Quad and her. And he's right. When they don't see eye to eye, They just don't. You know, Toya stay trying to hold Quad accountable, but Quad be trying to go and hold Toya accountable for stuff. And it's like, y'all ain't never gonna get there until y'all hear each other. Toya, if you want to sit and hear what Quad got to say, you gon' like, that's just how it is. Quad has to express her issues, you apologize, and then vice versa, okay? Y'all ain't never gonna get nowhere because nobody's trying to accept anything. Like, I mean, girl, y'all the same person. But anyway, so he says that he doesn't trust Quad's interaction with the group, okay? Now, I did see on Twitter where people were trying to complain, talking about how Eugene shouldn't have nothing to say and he's in women's business and he's talking and he's this and zada, 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 zada. Y'all saying all of that bullshit because y'all don't like Toya, okay? And y'all saying all that bullshit because y'all mad y'all good girl Quad is getting up off the show. Girl, bye, okay? So she can return maybe next season, but it's really giving heavy on the girl, bye. That woman can talk to her husband, and her husband, in my opinion, can consult with her about her friends all they want because she was talking to him about this. She was confiding in her husband about her trip and how she doesn't want drama. And of course, who brings drama when it comes to Toya? That is she and Quad. He had every right, in my opinion, to talk about that in that moment with his wife. Now, if he would have took that shit to social media is where I would have had a problem, okay? Because then you going outside of the conversation, because I feel like all of these wives do it. They all consult with their husband. They all talk to their husband about whatever issues they're dealing with within this friend group. They all do. I see no issues with that. But I would have saw an issue if Eugene would have took it to social media and started doing the most, okay? What Cecil be over there doing sometimes, then we would have about had a problem, okay? So there's that. What else happened? Now the ladies arrive, and as they're getting on the Sprinter van to head to where they're about to head to, Simone calls Sweet Tea toddler tea. And I said, Simone, now first of all, that girl gonna get tired of you trying to play her on her age. Now see, if she started playing with y'all on y'all age, talking about how y'all closer to the casket than Quad was, y'all gonna feel a way about it. Okay, but at the same time, I said I'm not gonna go too hard in on Simone for calling her toddler T, because I feel like I'm gonna be calling her as that too in a minute. Hello? Yikes. But anywho, let's keep going. Heavenly and T do have a conversation, and Heavenly pretty much apologizes to her for like hurting her feelings or feeling like she wasn't supporting her when it came to the wedding and stuff. So they pretty much resolve their stuff, and T says that she not gonna share nothing else with her no more if she keeps it up or whatever. Well, then you might want to stop sharing right now, because if your name ain't Jackie, Heavenly's not holding it in. Okay? Anybody that confides in Heavenly about something, she's going to tell it. She's going to bring it up unless your name is Dr. Jackie. Okay, so you might want to shut the hell up now. Now, Toya did not get a room for Quad. And for me, I feel like Toya lied when Toya says that she didn't think Quad was coming. And it's like, Toya, why you lying? One, I feel like you ladies communicate enough to know in the text messages that Quad accepted the offer that she is going to come. And I understand that she ain't really been talking to y'all and all of that stuff, but you got to know, y'all also was wondering whether or not she only coming around for filming purposes. So if that's the case, of course she gonna go on the trip with y'all. So you knew that, in my opinion. I feel like you knew. Then I feel like you said it when y'all was on the bus. Then you can't do like a head count or whatever. So you were expecting Quad. You just intentionally did not give her a room. That's what I think happened, okay? What the result ended up being was that they put Quad in Dr. Alicia's room. And Dr. Alicia said she didn't mind. I feel like Dr. Alicia very well minded, but because she's new to the group, she probably didn't have the space to say, oh no, that's not what I want. Because she don't want to be on the outs so soon. So she just accepted it and said, girl, that's fine. That's okay. I'll take it. Oops. That's what it was given. All right. Now let's get to the massages, because T tells Toya about, Heavenly and how she told her husband, Dr. G, what Heavenly was saying about him. And then Toya asked her, well, why would you tell him that? Okay, why would you tell him what Heavenly said? And I said, girl, because that's what y'all do. Y'all all go back to y'all husbands and y'all tell y'all husbands about the conversations and whatever else y'all got going on amongst the group. So I don't know why you acting surprised. Like, girl, what? Anywho, child. Okay. So Quad arrives, and as soon as Quad get in there, Toya was like, girl, you ain't have to bring your bags. I said, embarrassing. Toya immediately lets her know, like, girl, I forgot to get you a room. I said, ooh, bitch, this is messy here, girl. And I love it. Everybody mad. I love it. Yes, tell her you ain't got her no room, okay? She said that she didn't think she was coming. Now, that's where you lied. And I don't like that, Toya. Don't be lying. Just say, I ain't get you no room, girl, whatever. So she tells her how no one wanted her in her room. I said, girl, there is some messy shit there. And I'm here for the mess. I'm here for the entertaining mess, okay? And Toya don't with Quad for real. She don't like her. She's not obligated to be soft or not say how she feel or not give her all the tea if she don't want to. If Toya didn't want to, she didn't have to. If she wanted to, which is what she did, she can. Girl, these people, I ain't get you no room, but we found you one. But just so you know, girl, everybody else, they ain't even want a room with you. Okay? So I didn't mind that at all, because it's also like, you think I'm the only person that got a problem with you. I'm really not. Okay, because your own people that you may think that you good with, they ain't even good with your ass, because guess what? They ain't even want a room with you. Oops, needed to let you know. So Quad tries to be funny with Toya and ask if she dug her a hole in the basement and she putting her there. And that was a bit of a chuckle. And Quad was really playing with Toya. She said it. I know she was kind of like being for real in a sense, like, BIT, I know you don't like me, so where the hell did you find me a room at? But at the same time, she was saying it jokingly, right? Because Quad is trying to get to a better place with Toya. But I also slick feel like Toya, like, girl, I'm not, you ain't have the proper conversation you need to have with me. I ain't got to sit up here and joke with you if I don't want to. You know what you did, girl. Until we have a real conversation, I'm not finna chuckle with you. And I like Toya's energy of bringing, like, bitch, it ain't changing over here. I don't mind it. Right? So Quad says in the confessional that everyone at the resurrection was cool with her but Toya. So now how everybody got an issue. And I'm like, because you assumed that they didn't. You did assume that they didn't. I feel like everybody was uncomfortable as you were standing up there and they just going along with whatever you saying. But honestly, they looking like, what's the purpose of all of this? They probably didn't feel that that was the right place and time to have that type of conversation with you. So that's what it was. You assumed that they didn't have an issue with you. But no, they did. Toya was the only one, though, to make it very clear that it ain't changing over here, though. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking. So anywho, Quad leaves and Toya calls out Simone and says, y'all be so fake. Y'all BITCHs love talking about a person behind their back, and then when you get in their face, it be different. I said, Toya, will clock Toya, because you're not necessarily lying. And then Simone says, well, see, here's my thing. I'm going to tell her my issues or whatever I got a problem with later on tonight. We're going to have that conversation. Toya wants everybody to be able to operate like her with realness, okay? But Simone is like, how you do things versus how I do things are just different, and that's okay. I can be cordial with her and then have a real conversation with her later. And I kind of, I don't mind Simone not giving Quad the cold shoulder. Because whatever issues Quad and Simone have is not, to me, as deep of an issue as Toya has with Quad as far as the robbery allegations and the cheating allegations and whatever. Okay, Quad and Toya have truly insulted the fuck out of each other. But with Simone and Quad, I feel like it's a little different. It's just that they're not as close as they once were. And I feel like that's the issue. So I don't feel like Simone needed to be a bitch to Quad. And the lady had just got there. Okay, she had just got there. Let the lady get in her room, let her get comfortable. I'm not trying to have this conversation now, but we'll have this conversation later. Let her get comfortable. So I didn't really see an issue with that. And Toya, you just gonna have to accept that. Love how honest you being with how you feel, but everybody's not gonna operate like you. Get them time. All right. So Simone also says that they're going. So what I took this as, Simone says that they're going to have the conversation with her later that night. So then I'm like, okay, so that does seem like y'all are going to kind of ambush this woman, because y'all are saying that you don't want her to be on guard. Basically, you want her guard to be down. And you come and you say that y'all want to have the proper conversation with her, thinking that it's going to penetrate something, that is going to get through to her differently. You know Quad. And y'all knowing Quad, as long as y'all have known Quad, should know that it's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. Anytime you have a group that feels a way about one person and everybody voices their opinion at that one time, it is going to always feel like a pile on. It's always going to feel that way. But you know, for television purposes, they love table talk conversations. So if it's about you, then it's just going to be the pile. That's just what it's given. Okay. But I do think that y'all should have these individual conversations. Therefore, interruptions are limited. But you know, for TV purposes, girl, it's always given group setting. What else happened? Pheedra arrives late. She says the reason she late was because of her child. Okay, Toya clocks Pheedra immediately. Because Toya's like, well, girl, I thought you were supposed to be coming when Quad came. So, I mean, why are you late? I mean, girl, you know, my son. Girl, I said, I thought my flight was later. Yeah, you know, my son's birthday, girl, I had a lot going on. I thought mine was later. So, girl, Pheedra will look you in your face and lie her ass off. Okay? Will lie her lashes right the hell off. That's how hard Pheedra will look you in your face and tell a lie. And Toya knew what was going on the whole time, all right? And then Toya said, so you sure this ain't got nothing to do with Quad? And she was like, girl, me and Quad are good. We're good. Toya like, okay, girl, we got you. Right. So Quad tells Toya she's very proud of her. Once they get to dinner, everybody gets to dinner and stuff. They all sit around. It's giving cute. Quad starts the conversation off first of all, Quad was late as hell. Okay. And you know, when a person is late in a scene, typically those people have been waiting over an hour for that person. It never fails on reality TV. When I see somebody coming late and we always hear the aftermath, it's because that person probably took over an hour to get there. And you got people waiting on you. So, and Heavenly kind of addressed that on the live with Carlos about how Quad would always show up late and this and that. Like, I don't like shit like that. Girl, it's time to go. Don't be coming up late to shit that girl, I'm not going to do you like that. It's time to go. But anywho, she got to the party. Even though she got to the location late, she still had enough time to show up on time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, she shows up. Quad, before they got started, she hurries up and tells Toya how proud of her she is, immensely proud of her and all this other stuff. And Toya's like, yep, like, thanks, girl, I appreciate it, yep. So Quad seems like she's trying to move forward, but I also feel like it's not 100% genuine to me because I feel like it's giving, I'm just trying to get back in with the group. And I'm going to keep trying with Toya until, and I'm not saying she shouldn't, but it just doesn't seem genuine at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's giving, I need people to film with. I need to have some work. Let me try to, you know, it don't seem genuine. Even though she said she was proud of her, I just felt like, this is giving camera purposes. It's giving, I'm doing this for the camera. But anyway, Simone tells Quad, well, listen, girl, that's cute. And I think that's awesome that you would sit up there and tell that lady how much you like her. But girl, there is a big ass elephant in this room. We are not talking about the elephant with your sorority, girl. We are talking about, okay, evaluating your position within this group, okay? This is a different type of group. We not the one you in, but this group over here, okay? And I'm surprised you didn't put us down for them deltas over there. Hello? But anyway, girl, we gonna sit up here and we need to talk to you about that because we need to see what the hell going on. And Quad says, well, yes, I may have done some things in this group that, you know, I may have been wrong for or whatever, you know, but if I could just be honest here, I just feel like it wasn't always a safe space for me. I feel like you guys didn't always create that. So Mom tells this woman, Quad, you can't, Quad. Quad, you cannot do that, Quad. Quad, you cannot keep playing the victim, Quad. You can't do that. Okay, now I don't know if this is how the production edited this, but I'll be honest and say I did not necessarily like Simone's response to Quad because who are you to tell this woman, in my opinion, that she's being a victim. Like, that's her experience though. If y'all haven't created a safe space for her to have those conversations with you, you have to, I feel like you should just accept that and say, Quad, I receive that there may have been times that we did not create those spaces for you. Okay. And I understand that, whatever. And then y'all can go on to continue to address the other issues that y'all have. But I mean, that was one thing I was like, I don't know, Simone. I don't know about that part right there. I'm not saying Quad is innocent, because I am one of the people that definitely do not believe that she is. Okay. I do feel like she deflects. I definitely believe that. I do feel like she escapes accountability and does not like to be accountable all the time. Right. But at the same time, I'm like, don't just dismiss that. See, that's why y'all don't get nowhere now. Right. Anywho, Quad tells her, girl, ain't nobody being no victim, so let's not say that word. Okay. She says, but I haven't always gotten the support. I just have not. Okay. But I also feel like this too. I feel like it's two things. I feel like two things could be true. Yeah, y'all may not have created the space at times, but I also feel like that space wasn't created, and I've said this previously, because Quad has operated a lot of times from, I feel, the time we've known her, as though people are automatically against her. And it has a lot to do with her trust issues in people and everything. So I feel like she automatically goes into this space of seclusion when things are not working out in her favor. I think she creates these ideas in her head that everybody wants to see her fail, do wrong, all this and that. And because of that, she doesn't open herself up to other people, which then makes people question, how can they take her? How they supposed to handle her? Maybe I should fall back. And maybe that may be why they have not had space for you to share your thoughts, because you ain't never really come to them. So it's like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to operate with this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you get upset with them when they not showing you love, but then you already don't come to them for nothing. Like, what is it that you, like, girl, what are we supposed to be doing? Like, I've tried, because they had an issue one time at Dr. Heavenly house, and I think somebody was like, I think it was her and Simone when they got into it, when Simone was like, I've tried, but you be acting like I'm the damn problem, so I fall the hell back. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I feel like they just be trying to gauge how they show up for you necessarily. But anywho, when you don't always get them that space, I just feel like it's definitely a both of y'all problem. I don't think it's just one person here. Okay, y'all just got some stuff y'all got to work through. But anywho, Quad does go on to admit that she has retreated because the dynamics have changed, and she wasn't but she's at this place where she wants to move forward. Okay, the dynamics have changed, but now she's trying to move forward. She says that she doesn't have an emotional attachment to any of the ladies, and she's trying to get that back. So they trying to feel like, I mean, so they're asking, like, why though? Like, you ain't got no emotional attachment to us, but now all of a sudden you trying to get it back. When did you decide to get it back? After Pheedra brought you to the group? Because Jackie has reached out. Heavenly has reached out. Like, you ain't been talking to nobody, but now you're saying that you don't have an emotional attachment, but you're trying to get back. But it's weird, because I would feel away, because it seems like you only trying to get back because we filming, and then once we done filming, you're gonna go back to what you always do, which is fall back when we over here having events and hanging out and doing this and trying to build and strengthen the bond that we do have. You ain't even trying to participate in that. So then it do feel like you using us. You only use us for camera time, and then you go back to where the hell you were. I understand we're co-workers, but because we've known each other in the way that we've known each other, I would expect us to be a little closer than what we are. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Y'all got to get that together. Heavenly speaks on Quad using her. She calls out Pheedra for not wanting to bring her, and that's why she changed her flight. When I tell y'all, Heavenly had me so tickled when she was calling out Pheedra, babe. I said, Heavenly, you better call her the hell out. Throw her under the damn bus, girl, because Heavenly was in her feelings. Then she says that she didn't hear from Quad until Pheedra said that she wasn't bringing her on the trip. Like, I'm on the phone with Pheedra giving me all the tea about how she not finna rock with you or whatever the case, to be affiliated with the nonsense that you got going on. And then next thing you know, as soon as I get off the phone with her, you want to blow up my line, and I ain't even been hearing from you. You ain't even been calling me. So Heavenly is assuming that Pheedra told Quad this, and I believe Pheedra did, because when Pheedra was talking to Quad said, she said, and I've already had that conversation. I said that if I'm gonna keep bringing you around a group like this, and they're gonna respond like this, I'm not gonna keep doing it. And Quad kind of nodded her head, like, you're right. Like, her head was kind of like, we had that conversation. So for me, brings validity a little bit to what Heavenly was saying, because it is like, girl, you did call her. Like, Heavenly is the person that typically brings you into the group. You allowed that person to be Pheedra. So now that Pheedra is saying that she's not going to bring you into the group, it do seem like, let me reach out to my good girl Heavenly, even though she do be talking shit about me, whatever the case is. Let me reach out to her, because one thing I do know Heavenly gonna do is bring me into the group. So that's what it seemed like, and that's what Heavenly was saying. Like, that's why I felt used. I feel like she was using me, period. Okay? Now, Pheedra says that, yeah, she wasn't going to keep inviting her if the energy was going to keep being what it's being, okay? Heavenly calls Quad a user. Quad says Pheedra needs to remember how she, okay, yeah, when Heavenly calls her a user, they go into the confessional, and Quad speaks on Pheedra and says, you need to remember how you got into the group on some real shit. Like, I don't need you to bring me to the group. You need to remember how you even got into the group. And according to Dr. Heavenly, she got into the group by way of Jackie and a producer. A producer overheard Quad and Jackie having a conversation at BravoCon or something, and from there, I guess they approached Pheedra, and then it kind of blossomed from there. So what exactly do you mean, Quad? Because see, honestly, how I feel about it is no disrespect, but don't make it seem like you would have anything to do with, in my opinion, Pheedra coming into the group for Married to Medicine, when her relationship with Bravo has been long standing before we even knew who you were. In my opinion, okay? That's just my opinion, girl. All right, so the relationships were already there. So what exactly did Quad mean when she said, don't don't forget how you got into the group, da 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 da? What's that? Who said that? What's that? Anyway, girl, so Heavenly then goes on, and she goes on and on about Quad, for talking. Oh, she goes on and calls Quad out for talking shit about Pheedra, baby, okay? Saying, yeah, you said that, Pheedra ain't got nothing going on. She's a mess, or she did, she that, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Then you said that Dr. Gregory said this, said that. And let me tell y'all, it was interesting because if y'all paid attention, Quad only acknowledged what Dr. G said because she had somebody else she could put the conversation off on. Well, Dr. G said. But whatever Heavenly said, Quad said about Pheedra, I do believe. She said, should she have or have not said it? I don't know. Quad probably wasn't lying with the shit that she did say about Pheedra, but she said it. I do believe that. So, the whole conversation was Dr. G said he dated Pheedra, and Pheedra wanted to get $4,000 from him on a monthly basis. I also believe that he probably overhyped that situation to Quad. I do. But the only reason why he didn't give all that extra shit to Sweet Tea is because he knew Pheedra was likely going to be on the show or in some capacity. So he just told her, yeah, we kicked it. But I do feel like he overhyped it to Quad, but underhyped it or whatever to T. Anywho, Pheedra denies this and says that it's not true. And Quad is like, I'm just telling you what it is Gregory said. And I wish Pheedra would have said, well, what about all the other shit Heavenly said that you said, though? What about that? You going to address that? But anyway, Heavenly calls Quad out, saying that Quad is a user. Quad says, no, ma'am, like, the shame on you. You have the audacity to call me a user or whatever when, girl, you've said so much shit about me. And I've continued to still come around. Okay, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. I agree. But it also still makes you look bad that this lady will still talk about you and you will continue to allow yourself to come around. That's similar to what Simone was saying, because Simone is like, if you feel like we don't be there for you and we ain't this and we ain't that, then what's the point of you coming back around the same group of people? Around the same group of people that you really don't like or don't really fuck with. Like, what's the point of continuing to come around? And I know some people are going to be like, to get my check for my check or whatever. And that, it could be that. But it adds to the use. It adds to the user point for me. Like, girl, yeah, so I could use you hoes for my check. That's why. Okay. So, girl, let me see if there's anything else in my notes that I had wanted to say about this. I think that could have been it. Yeah, Simone says, what changed? If we aren't supportive or whatever, then why you keep coming around? And, oh yeah, I was like, that is something that had me be like, okay, I want y'all to figure this out, because She did technically stop coming around when y'all are not filming. And then when she don't come around, y'all be upset that she not coming around. So which one is it? Okay. Do you want her to come around or you don't want her ass to come around? Okay. But I think that they want her to come around. They just want it to feel like it's genuine when she does come around. Okay. And when you come around, yeah, I mean, like, don't let it be because we all got to work or whatever. We want a deeper friendship with you. But that's what, I mean, it's really muddy because I feel like that's what Quad is trying to communicate with y'all now, that she wants a deeper friendship with y'all now at this point. But then at the same time, for them, they're looking at it like, yeah, you're saying that now because we're filming. That's the benefit. We try to fuck with you when we ain't even filming. That's what we try. We try to hang. And I don't mind that because I feel like that's what makes them different than the other housewives. They have an actual friend group. Despite the arguments they get in, they have an actual friend group. The housewives don't hang with each other outside the show for real. They just, I mean, it just be different. It's just a whole different vibe with them. We know that them hoes just co-workers. And that's why Married to Medicine is different. Somebody was like, I saw in the comments, they was like, I think on Instagram, they was like, everybody keeps saying that Married to Medicine is that girl. That's their show. Well, why they rating so low? And I'm like, but just because they don't have higher ratings as Real Housewives universe, because there's a Real Housewives universe, okay, doesn't mean that they aren't that girl. I wasn't watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but so many people was like, oh, these bitches is cutting up. Like, this is a good season. It doesn't take away from their season being great. And you know, that's what they doing. That's what they doing. Yeah, a lot of people ain't tuned in because a lot of people don't want to see them Caucasian women. It be like, I mean, that's just what it is sometimes. Okay. But it doesn't mean it's a bad show, I feel, just because the ratings aren't 100% what, you know, other people may want it to be, I feel. Because we've seen plenty of shows, whether they're reality shows or sitcoms, that's really great. And they just, you know, the people just don't be tuned in for whatever reason. But I don't think that makes it bad. I think Married to Medicine still has some good stuff going better than Real Housewives. At least this past season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. But that's all that I got. I just wanted to come real quick, run my mouth about this particular season, this particular episode. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Let me know how you're feeling about everything when it comes to the show and all of that, okay? I am JamiThatsMe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.